In this episode, I'm going to look at a little Panasonic SVHS-C ET camera that was brought in by a client, and well, this one's not in good shape. We'll see whether we can do anything on this. All I have is a camera, no power supply or anything, and no documentation on this one. Let's check this one out. So the guy that owns this one was telling me that this one has a mechanical problem. Although at this point, I can't get it to do anything. Won't eject. Won't do anything on this one at all. Apparently this thing doesn't work.
I could probably use a fill on those tracks. So I figured while I have it in my hand.
That's someone going up the street talking on their phone. They're talking so loud that we could hear them a block away. Some people have no idea that the whole world doesn't want to hear their phone conversation. Especially when they're fighting with a client and swearing. So this little camera was brought into me, left with me to look at. It says it's a mechanical problem. I can't even get any video to feed out of the camera on this thing. I put it into camera mode and no picture either on my monitor or on the flip out screen or the viewfinder. I'm not holding much hope that I'm going to be able to do anything on this camera at all. I'm holding very little hope that I'm going to be able to do anything for it. Because like most cameras, they're not repairable. Or at least not economically repairable. Problem is parts. You can't get parts for them. And that's the big issue with these camcorders. They stopped making tape-based camcorders like 20 years ago. Or almost 20 years ago. I think the last ones probably came out around, the mid 2000s, 2004, 2005, and then they were all gone at that point. And the parts disappeared like almost overnight. As soon as the cameras went out of production, there was no parts. Try powering this thing up again. I don't know if you heard that noise that this thing was making, but okay, so that opens up now. I'm going to try putting this thing back in camera mode and see if I get a picture off the camera. Okay, I got a picture off the camera now. Do I get a picture on the TV? Oh, I don't get a picture on the TV because this thing is PAL. This is a PAL camera. In other words, the only way I'm going to be able to see a picture off this is if I go and drag down my PAL TV. Well, I can see the picture on the little screen here. Now it's giving me a picture. I don't know why it didn't the first time I tried firing it up, but now it's giving me a picture. At least I could try making a recording on it. The first several times I tried to turn this thing on, it just shut down almost immediately. To put it in playback mode. I don't know, that doesn't sound good. That sounds bad. That almost sounds like there's a bad bearing in this thing. How do I play this thing back? Play back. Ooh. Like this whole, you guys can probably hear that racket. But the whole camera is vibrating. Like it sounds like there's a bearing in here that's gone bad. Now it won't eject my tape. Oh, might help if the power stayed connected. It's a drum motor. Listen to this. Yeah. That's got a bad bearing. You can hear it. You can hear that racket that that thing's making. See? I think this one's it's time to cut the losses on this and just inform the owner of this thing that this thing is not going to be repairable. That even if I spin it, you'll probably hear it. There's a bearing that's bad here on the drum. Yeah. I'm curious as to whether it will actually record anything. So I put this in to record. No. Besides the fact of eating my tape, if we listen to this thing, it could even be the rotary transformer. If all I have to do is just put a little bit of pressure on it, not stop it or anything, just to put a bit of a, right, and it quietens down. Yeah, it either got a bad bearing or the rotary transformer is touching every time it spins. I mean, it creates quite a bit of vibration on this thing. It's eating the tape. That's another thing it's doing. I'm going to write this one off. The guy calls me up about this one is not worth repairing. I don't care if it's a Super VHS machine or not, or that it's a PAL machine. There's no parts available for these. could have guessed that. I didn't even look at this. It says SVHS-C 625. But yeah, there's no parts available for things like this to begin with. Even if there was parts available, changing a drum, that's the start. Even if the part was available, this thing would not be economical to repair. The drum itself would be, several $100s for these. They were when they were current. Video heads were not cheap from the manufacturers. So this one here, unfortunately, is beyond repair.